Hello, hello, Cancer. Almost deleted you by accident here and must have almost went unlive, actually. So how you guys doing today? I am Patty. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. And I'm going to say, if I start jostling around a little bit in my seat, I'm in quite a bit of pain. I have a bad, I've had like 2 back surgeries, 3 tailbone surgeries, and right now my sciatic nerve is just flying high right now. It's flaming hot. So I am sitting on a heat pack, and of course my one cheek is higher than the other, so I am trying to jostle around. So bear with me on that. I want to say welcome, welcome for the brand new people. Thank you for popping in. And for those of you that are returning, or you are new and you're like, what's going on with the 2 names on YouTube? I'm actually switching everything over to this channel because I am a boomer and I messed up. My daughter says you screwed up, Mom. So I am actually transferring. I wanted to merge them together, but they won't let me. I mean, YouTube doesn't allow that. So I'm transferring everything over to this website. So please subscribe to this website. I'm here permanently on this website. And you'll also be seeing all my spiritual growth videos transfer over so that you can learn more about spirituality. Also, empath abilities. If you have questions, you can always comment me on those. See what's going on as far as your learning and growing experience as you would like. You can also ask me questions about your signs and all that kind of stuff too. So also, to finish the house cleaning, what's really happy, or what makes me really happy, is that I am actually going to be doing your readings live. And the reason why I wanted to do this is I wanted to have more interaction with you, but also at the end of my readings, I will allow a question or two, and it's up to the divine. Divine will pick whoever that is. But if you want me to answer your questions, I will do that if you place them in the comment, because I will go in the evening and during my little meditation quiet time in the evening and have the divine try to answer those for you, actually, or whoever comes through to help you with those questions. So people do ask me, oh, do you do pregnancy readings? Do you do love readings? Do you what kind of readings do I do? I should be doing a dating reading is what I should be doing, with all the questions and things like that out there that keep popping up. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's a new kind of avenue to go, dating readings, to see what's going on. So it's always about a relationship, right? But I do, it just depends. I'm an empath, so the way that my readings are done, if you're brand new to me, you'll want to go to the introduction and see, and I might repost it again, how I do my readings, because it says it's a little 4-minute video, tells you how I do my readings. Because they're intuitive. All the information comes straight from the divine. At least I ask the highest power to come in to give me the information, the highest light, the highest energy, highest creator. I talk to God all day long anyway, but if he chooses to come in, or he sends an ancestor or an angel or a guide or whoever, I do not know who comes through. I do know they are of the light. I do not allow the dark to come in. I do not allow the low vibrations to come in, because that's where we get into trouble. So that's how I do my readings. So my oracle today, we're going to see what the vibrations and energies are for the week from July 27th to August 2nd. So all that good information. So please, while you're waiting for me to shuffle, and go ahead and subscribe, or share, let somebody know, text somebody, hey, come on in, it's live. And if you do watch it, I think I'm going to have the replays, but if you watch it and it's recorded, you can always make a comment and ask a question. I love questions. So let me get started here for those who are ready. And please let me have the information or the theme or whatever you're wanting me to focus in on for Cancer for the week of the 27th to August 2nd, please. What is it you would like them to focus on? Okay. Somebody's got a bunch of stuff going on, it seems like. Okay, it's a beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, the one thing I want you to look at on this card is a balancing act. This week you've got, somebody's got a lot of things going on. Maybe we need to pull back and find out what priorities we have. But let's look at this card really, really close. If you look at that ship there, let me see if I can get in any closer without. See the ship there? See, she's holding a string to it. It is balancing. It's somewhat balancing. Things are falling off of it. It means, you know, some things are going to have to leave in order to get one thing on track. But look at where her hand is. Her hand is on the string. The string, actually, she could let that go at any moment, any time. Everything could fall apart. Okay, so those are the three things that Divine is asking me to look at, especially the hand with the string. So if see how much is coming into the ship. Do you see all the little hearts and everything coming into the ship? More things are falling than coming in. So what we really want to do is make sure that we first pretty much have our ducks in a row. So we sort of have to let go of some things to allow some of the blessings or rewards or harvest to come in that sense. So I love the balancing act because I had to do it a while ago. And for those of you Cancers that if you've seen some of my videos, which I think like on the other channel, I was going to transfer everything over, but there's 124 videos. So I'm just starting sort of fresh and new. So if you want to see some of the old videos from prior weeks, I can transfer those. Just let me know before August 15th because those are actually going to go bye-bye. So we come out with Two of Cups. Boy, the Two of Cups is really popular today. So the balancing act. Okay, so what does a balancing act really mean? Because a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean balancing act? I don't get it. I'm fine. Well, sometimes we have too many things on our plate. So we've got work, we've got school, we've got family, we've got a relationship, we've got projects, we've got hobbies, we've got time off that we don't know what to do with, or we've got chores and things like that. So I'm going to have the Divine pull out a couple of cards before I start getting into this so that I can get a good reading. I'm going to scoot this back because this is not giving me enough room here. So we've got all those things that we have to balance. Sometimes, though, we try to do too many things. So as you're growing older into adulthood, or if you are in adulthood, a lot of the times if you're creative, especially, your mind goes a mile a minute and has all these different ideas and things that you want to try and do. And sometimes the scenario that I can give you is like, if you have so many ideas and you want to try them, maybe you're going to try 3 or 4 things at once, right? So you want to put all your fishing poles in the water. So you're on a wharf, you've got all the fishing poles, say you got your 3, 4, 5, 6 fishing poles there, and then you're like, okay, I'm set up, let's catch some fish. So you're sitting down here, but then the pole way down here starts wiggling and the fish is, you know, saying, hey, I'm caught. And so by the time you run down there, it's already gone. It broke free and it's gone. And you go back to your chair, same thing, another one. And so you got too many things going on. You cannot focus on one thing to make it happen. And so there's a chance that everything else may not work. So focusing in on one thing, like the ship is balancing, the one thing is shipping, but all those other little things are going down. Shipping. What did I just say? The ship is balancing. Oh my gosh. But that's the thing. So we're looking at right now with the Two of Cups, somebody is involved in this. It could be it doesn't have to be a love, because this is sort of a cup of unity, you know, 2 people. Supposedly it is, you know, a relationship of some kind, platonic, you know, going into a relationship or whatever, but it doesn't have to be. It could be friends. It could be, I don't think it's family. Could be friends, could be co-workers, could be schoolmates, could be, you know, whatever. But also, too, you've got the 3 of Wands, which is contemplation. So I'm looking out and thinking about the future, what's going to be happening. The Wands are more of a spiritual base. And the thing is, with the Three of Wands, it actually is more about thinking forward thinking. So you're don't know if you're thinking about somebody's thinking about you, or let's see what else is going on, because there'll be a lot more going on with this than meets the eye. Because if it's a balancing act, there's more going on with this. And hopefully it's all good stuff, because we definitely don't want any of that low vibration energies. Okay, so that turned in upside down. That came in upside down. So the Six of Wands is upside down. So if we were going to have the Six of Wands straight up, that's actually a victorious. It's actually something that is out in the public, like, yay, you're doing a good job. Yeah, you know, cheering you on. You know, you did it. You had confidence, but this came in upside down. So it means that maybe something is actually in the works, that maybe you're trying to do it alone, trying to actually handle things alone. So I just heard pat your own back kind of thing. Okay, so when we try to do things alone, we sometimes need help or resources, or we need to have, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm a business owner. I've been a business owner for a long time, okay? I'm not right at this time because I closed my business. But the thing is, I tried to do so many things alone. And rather than delegate and have the help and to ease the burden, so that'll be interesting if the burden card comes up. But to ease the burden, I needed to let go of some things so that I wasn't so overwhelmed. So this is what they're talking about. Don't do whatever it is alone. Allow somebody to come in and help you, whatever this is. So if you're getting an offering of help and you're saying no, that person, you might be hurting their feelings, because maybe they really care and do want to help you, whatever it is. Or it could be a coworker. Maybe you need help with a project. Maybe you need, okay, so the Queen of Swords. Very confident, very independent woman. She's seeking the truth. She is actually really in search of the truth. So trying to figure things out. Something's brewing, though. Wow, we got a lot of queens here. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. They're facing each other. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, you know, these two are more of a feminine energy, but the Queen of Pentacles, of course, is about material things. Queen of Swords is about communication and truth and finding the truth. But these are, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is more of a soft energy, more, and the Queen of Swords is more independent and more of a stronger figure. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So, and like I said, if you get all those fishing poles out of the water and you've got just one fishing pole in there, you can have the world. You can or the Wheel of Fortune. You can have all that. Spin it and keep winning and keep winning and keep winning. And, okay, so somebody is too independent. Somebody is trying to be too strong, trying to do it on their own. Maybe, are you stubborn, maybe? Just a little bit of stubborn in there. Okay, be truthful. Tell somebody that you need some help, whatever it is, because it is a balancing act. We need to get you balanced. And if you need help with that, not to toot my own horn, but if you look on the very bottom of the descriptions, you can see Get Balanced 2020. So I am a life balance coach, actually, a spiritual coach and a health coach. Health coach meaning your nutrition and fitness. That's where my degrees lie. But really getting balance and making things, it does make a huge difference. I used to be a workaholic. I used to try to do it all. And then finally when I said, you know what, I need to either release some things or I need to ask for help. Those hearts on the bottom there, falling I had to release a lot of stuff. You have to sacrifice and let some things go. And maybe you don't have to let them go forever. You just put them on the back burner for a little while until you get one thing done. And I'll tell you what, if you do that, I am 50 years old. I'm up there. Some of you younger people would call me a dinosaur, but you call me a boomer. But back when I was in my 20s, I set goals, and then I'd accomplish it one by one. I set a goal to learn how to scuba dive. I got that done, had fun, and I still did it for a long time. Then I sat down and I'm like, I'm going to go live in Japan. That was a big one. But I went and lived in Japan for the first year, didn't want to leave, stayed longer. And then I set another goal, learned how to windsurf, set another goal, went to college. I was older, but went to college, got a nutrition and fitness degree, set another goal, went and got a criminal justice degree, psychology, went and set another goal, bodybuild, competed, went from 215 pounds 1 year to 136 pounds on stage in 1 year. And that's where, if you can see it back there, that book comes from. And set my goal to be an author, been an author. So things you can set, you can do whatever you want to do within, logical reason, but it's up to you to set those goals, you to set the plan, and you to execute the plan so you can meet your dreams. As Disney used to say, dreams can come true. And they do. And yes, I do. Almost every t-shirt I have is Disney because my daughter works for Disney. Okay, so this is a bigger spread than I expect, but this is okay. This is okay because this is what you need, not me. This is for you. So we have the Queen of Cups upside down. Now, the Queen of Cups, of course, is in matters of the heart, but she is extremely, extremely intuitive. And so you're not using your intuition, whatever this is. So you have to get to the point where you use your intuition. So right now, you're not using your intuition. And the other thing is there's something going on that would make complete sense. Sorry, I'm jiggling around here. That would make complete sense. So the judgment, something has to end to start something. This is a judgment call. Yes, something has to die, basically, in order to be, sometimes we say reborn or whatever you want to say. But here's the thing. On this card here, things are going to have to fall off in order for this balancing act over here to happen. Okay? So I don't know what that is for you. But something has to go to the wayside for a little bit. How you're going to figure that out, usually you ask your intuition, but because you're not listening to your intuition and you're listening more to your head, which is more like, I want to do this. I want to do this. But the divine is saying, if you listen to your intuition and you do what I need you to do, then I am going to make everything fall into place for all the other stuff. Does that make sense? If you believe in a creator or a divine or the universe, law of attraction, that kind of thing. Even in law of attraction, which is energies and vibrations, if you put your energy and vibrations into one thing, there's no way that you can't get that because that's what you're focusing in on. And if that's what you believe in, which I believe in it all, so it's just like, okay, here we go. So that's what you want to start doing is focusing in on your spirit and your intuition. And then somebody's sitting there telling, I can hear them. But I have so many ideas. I have so many things that I need to do. Great. But pick one for right now. And how you're going to pick that one for right now is what is the biggest burning desire in your heart that is speaking to you. Ask the divine, what is it that I need to focus in on first? Because something has to go to the wayside for right now. Put it on that back burner. Keep it on low. But you need to pick that one thing and turn that heat up to high and go. Does that make sense? Okay. Oops. I turned them around. So that's what that is. Communication is key. I don't know if this is going to be a partnership or whatever this is going to be with somebody. This is actually for something that you're thinking about in the future. This isn't something that right now you could plant the seed right now and start this, whatever it is that you're wanting to start or do. Could be a relationship with somebody. That's a whole different ball game because thank you. You cannot manipulate a relationship or it will not last. I guess I do need to do some dating things because with spirit has to choose that person for you. You don't go manipulating it so that, we can work it. Trust me, men and women both play games. Men and women both test. Men and women both feel each other out how to get them in. You know why? I know. I used to be a master manipulator. I could sell you an iceberg in the Antarctic or wherever, Alaska, you name it. I could sell you an iceberg there because it's just all about the skills of learning certain things and being taught. Sometimes they're not good, and we're taught from a little child all the way up until we figure out this is not working for me, this is not healthy, this is not good. And it's up to our free choice to decide if we want to get healthy and whole again. Or we stay manipulative, we stay a liar, a cheater, we keep our vibrations low. That's where the low vibrations are. High vibrations are turning your life around, walking in truth, walking with high integrity, with an outward look, an outward thinking, positive thinking, successful thinking, and on and on and on. Does that make sense? That's what's going on here. Whew. These heating pads get hot. Whew. I'm on fire. Yeah, I wish I was on fire. Anyway, let's see here. Okay. Let me go to the next, because I'm not getting any other cards out of that. Okay, so let's get some clarification here. Is there something here with this balancing act? I'm really surprised I didn't see the 7 of Cups or the 8 of Cups here. Was it 7 of Cups? 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, where you've got all this. Wouldn't that be? Now I say that. Let's see if I manifested. So anyway, let's see. Clarification on this balancing act. So we know that we're not listening to our intuition. I know that we've got to walk in truth. We've got to ask somebody for help if we need it. Now, maybe we don't need it right now. Maybe it's in the future. Like when I was building my business plan for my business, nobody could help me with that because I was all in my head of what I wanted to create. That's same with, artistic people. I do draw. I went to college first, and that was a big mistake. I went to college, started out in art, which is fine. I do a sketch, but the thing is that when you're starting out with a sketch, you actually start out with the basics, then you build from that, and you build from that, you build from that. Before you know it, you've got a beautiful drawing, or you hope to have a beautiful drawing. But yeah, so that's the same thing with, it's just a process. And that's what's going on here. So you have to start somewhere, and sometimes the beginning of the process somebody can't help you with. Maybe you'll be able to answer your questions, which you need to do. Like for my business plan, I got professional help, free help. As a woman minority, actually, do you believe this? If you are a woman and you want to build a business, you are considered a minority, and there's so many resources out there. And if you need help, let me know. Be glad to help you out. Just go to Get Balanced 2020 on that one, because that's sort of a separate thing. But I would be happy to help you out because, even if you're being an author, you want to be an author, that's self-published. I published it, and it got all over the United States. Costco carried it. Barnes & Noble carried it. Believe it or not, that shocked me. Sold out, actually. And I'm actually working on another book, but it's more of a supernatural kind of thing. Just because my daughter's telling me, Mom, you got to be working on your book. Got to be working on your book. So I'm like, okay. So if you're interested in the supernatural stuff. Okay. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles. Again, got to release something. You're holding too tight onto one thing or too many things, and you have to release it in order to get your Wheel of Fortune here. Again, we're just reiterating what, they can't make this up. This is divine. This is not me. I'm the conduit. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. But my concern here is this here. So thank you, if you fight releasing some of these things, okay, if you fight this, what could happen, and I'm talking about dreams, excuse me, I'm talking about dreams, I'm talking about goals, I'm talking about whatever it is. It could even be a school project, it could be a hobby that you're working on or something like that. But, and if it becomes, and it could work into an income, I don't know what, oh, I had a Cinnabon, one of those little things, the Cinnabon people give, I shouldn't say that, but they give the Disney employees at the end of the night all their stuff that they don't sell, and she brings them home, and I'm beginning to get fat. But I love Cinnabons. Anyway, so if we don't release and begin to learn that what we let go, we're going to get back to 10, 20-fold. We just don't know where that is. And if we don't release it, it could kill something. Now, and I don't mean, I mean hypothetically, like it could just stop everything in its track and you may not get that opportunity to do that back. So that's why it's really important to sit down, analyze what it is, or a project. Say you're in school and you've got these 3 ideas that you want to do for a project, then and you don't know what to do. Sit down and do a pros and cons list, because you need to sit there and figure out which one would be the better one, that you would be able to spend maybe some less brain energy and more resource energy to get that information. So you have to analyze for yourself, so that you can let something go. But something you're just like, I don't want to let go of that. They want me to tell you I can't, because I'll start crying. They want me to tell you the story about my horse. And I'm a horse person, been since I was a little kid. And I had a horse. I've had horses for a long time, off and on. But this one horse I've had for 16 years. He's my best friend. He's my refuel, my everything. He's my balancing. He's my go-to. He's my grounding. Of course, the divine is number 1. But so I have this horse for 16 years. There's a couple of times where I actually had not enough money to really keep him. It really wasn't logical to keep him, right? So I pray, I meditate, I ask the divine, if it is time for him to go, please find him a home. If it is not, please open a door. And you have to be specific when you are working on these things. If you do meditate, if you do ask divine, a higher power, you have to be specific, because this is the thing. So I would say that, and then he, in a few hours, would have a home for him. Or that happened not only once, but it happened twice. Because there's times where I actually went from being homeless at one point to a business owner in a year. So I could tell you so many stories, but this story about this horse, I'd asked the divine, you know, my passion for this horse, we're buddies, we're the best friends that we could ever be to each other. And he knew my desire for this horse. So the second time I asked it, years later, we've been here before. I love him. I want to keep him. I just need you to either open a door, or if it's time for him to be sold, which I don't believe, once you have an animal, you should keep it till it passes on. But I just said, open a door or find a new owner. And I had specifics about the new owner. I needed that owner to be close. I needed that owner to actually, allow me to come see him. I wanted that owner to have enough money to take care of him. I wanted that owner to be really, really a loving, compassionate person, because this was my best friend, my buddy. So the second time, the divine finds me a place within hours. I mean, I don't even think one time it was an hour, and there was a place. And so this last time in November, I had to do the same meditation prayer. And I had sort of known in my heart what was happening, because I could tell you another story too, that this is why I do what I do. I would love to share it sometime, but maybe not this time, because this is your reading. But the thing is that this time I said, the divine, again, we're in this situation. I love him. 16 years. We've been best buddies. And don't get me wrong, I bawled my eyes out, and I still do, and he's still on my phone and everything. But I did that specific prayer and said, if this is the time, because of what's going on, then again, I ask you to please give him a home that they can afford him, that he has a buddy that loves him, that they love him, that I am close enough to go see him, and that the people would allow me to go see him. If that is not what you can provide for him, please find a place. And this time, it didn't come. The place didn't come. But a new owner did. And it was just within not even a day. And he is in another home, and I do get to see him. In fact, this person actually just texted me a couple weeks ago, because I'm a leathersmith, so I do work on saddles and all that kind of stuff. They needed some help. And they said, by the way, would you like to go on a trail ride and ride bow? I'm going to start crying. I'm an empath, okay? So I get really, really sensitive. Whew. But that's what I'm talking about, sacrifice. Sometimes the sacrifices are really big. Sometimes they're really small. But sometimes the reward and the benefits, and I'll tell you why it was a reward for me. Because, when you let something go, whatever this is that you're trying to get a balancing act, the divine will open another door, and it's almost like they're saying, finally, we're at a time, we're ready. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been preparing you for. This is what has been happening. And I don't know why I'm going on and on about this, but apparently this is for somebody. Somebody out there needs to hear this. And that was in November. We lost our 13-year-old dog 2 weeks later. I lost my animals. And I'm on my knees crying and bawling, but I know that the divine has something planned. After recollecting myself and allowing myself to grieve a little bit, then I'm like, okay, now what? You know, I'm an entrepreneur. You know that I'm a workaholic, but I balance my life out now. I've learned how to balance my life out. But the thing is, I've sacrificed a lot. I've given up a lot. And we're in a situation, this is right before COVID and all this kind of stuff. What do you want me to do? Talking to the divine is all your answers. Just talking to the divine, because divine's in your heart. But what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? What is it that is my next journey? What is my next calling? Horses have been my journey and my calling since I was 9 years old, and I am 60 now. And that has been not only my passion, my desire, my hobby, and everything, but it has been my work and my heart, my soul, my energies, and the energy is just pouring to me when I'm around horses. But the thing is, I'm like, what do you want me to do now? I don't know what to do. Again, we're in your reading, and we're at this point where someone is out there at this point in their life, and you're thinking, I don't know what to do. You have to listen to the divine. As I'm driving the car, I hear him a lot in the car. I don't know why. But as I'm driving the car one day to work, all I heard was, it's time. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. It's time. Well, that's real general. What do you mean it's time? I mean, again, I'm still grieving, but I'm still ready to move forward wherever he moves to. It's time. That's all I heard. So then the next time I'm driving to work, it's time. I prepared you for this all your life. It is time. Go teach. And I'm like, okay, go teach what? And each day the message would come new because I was thinking about, what am I supposed to teach? What am I supposed to teach? Well, all my life I've actually been doing life coaching, but I've also been through, I don't know why I'm going into this story. This has got to be for somebody. I don't know. I'm really sorry for the cancers that it isn't resonating to, but maybe there is something at the end of this for you as well. But so what happens is that I'm like, okay, I've gone to school for nutrition and fitness. That's something I wanted to do. I've been bodybuilding. I went from, like I said, 215 pounds to 136 pounds on stage, competing, bodybuilding. I have gone to criminology. I've studied criminology, criminal justice, and also studied about other cultures. I've studied about psychology and human behavior and all these kind of things. And so I'm like, go teach what? And that is where Get Balance came from. This is not me. This is the divine. This is divine calling for me. And I'm loving it. It is a lot of work. I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun. But what happened through this whole process, like I'm talking to you about your reading for this coming up week, I had to drop everything that disconnected and reconnected. Okay, so it said it reconnected. So it's showing that we're still live. So hopefully we're still live. Okay, but if it's screaming and you allow it to come out. I was in my 50s before I finally broke all my chains and I stopped faking it. I stopped being another person. I stopped allowing my life to be lived as other people want me to live it. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I've been an empath all my life. I have had the abilities all my life. I feel energies. I feel vibrations. I hear things. I know things ahead of time. And that I kept squished because of the fear. Do not have fear when you're doing all this stuff. Don't have fear. Actually just embrace it and go for it. Pick one thing, go for it. Because when I faced that fear, I told my daughter, I'm coming out. And I don't mean coming out as gay. I'm coming out as an empath. And a lot of people in Christianity, which many of my friends are, of course, they're probably praying for me and on their knees but they don't understand. This is all divine given. This is divine. This is not me. This is God gave me this to help others. It's not for me. I'm the conduit. I am the messenger. And that's why he said, go teach. I have been preparing you. So whoever that is that I'm hoping that this gets to and inspires and motivates them to focus in on one thing, but allow that passion to come through, whatever the divine is pushing you to come through, that's what he wants you to do. And the only way you're going to hear that is turn that intuition around and start listening to your intuition. Woo! I am so sorry for keeping this so long, but this had to be for somebody. I don't know who. And I hope that sharing my story sort of helped somebody out there. And cancers, this is a week where you're going to really have to think what is important, what is a priority, and what can be put on hold or what you have to eliminate. Okay, so that's this week. Divine just said also people. So if you have somebody in your life that is, this is a really long reading, but I have to, a lot of the times I just go with it because this is what the divine wants to say. So sometimes we have people in our life we have to eliminate. Some of the people we have to put on a back burner. Some of the people we have to say, you know what, that's not acceptable. I can't do that. And as you grow as a person, that's okay, because the people that care about you enough are going to stick around and help you with all of that you need to do, and make sure that you delegate and you enclose people in and bring people in that do care, and get rid of the riffraff that don't care, that either use you or don't care. There's lots of ways to find that out, really, who does care and who doesn't care. People sort of misunderstand how to do that. That's on Get Balanced 2022 on how to, it's actually, if you go to how to break a bad habit to get a healthy habit, it's also in there as well. But toxicity is really, really what will keep you messed up and keep your fishing poles all in a line. And soon your fishing poles are going to be all over the place and crisscrossed and all kinds of stuff. And they're that little, even if it's a person that's been waiting and loved you and just sits there and all that kind of stuff is there. But you're going to miss out on all of that if you can't get yourself focused on one thing, right? One thing at a time. Be proactive, not reactive. If you have all those fishing poles in the water, the only thing that you can do is be reactive, not proactive. There's a video about that. Actually, that's on this channel, so subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. You can go on there and see it. It's called Proactive versus Reactive. If that's something that you feel like, well, I don't know how to do that. There's lots of videos there. But you need to also, too, remove the toxic people in your life. Put them on the back burner. I actually had to divorce my family for a while when I was bodybuilding because they were the ones sabotaging my success in that, and nobody's going to do that. And if that's something I want to do and you're not going to stand beside me, whether I don't believe in the word fail either. There's going to be a video coming up on that. But if you cannot stand next to me and support me, even though I'm attempting to do something, whether you believe in it or not, as long as it's for the better of me and my journey and my life, then bye-bye. So I call it divorcing. I brought them back when I was strong enough to set my boundaries and my standards. I brought them back then. They didn't come back. I didn't allow them in until I said so. And then I had to set the rules. You're not going to do this again. If you want to do this again, you can go ahead and go. But this is the way that I need you in my life. I want you in my life, and setting goals and boundaries. Another video at Get Balanced 2020. Anyway, so get back to thinking about this week, about what is going on in your life, what you can actually prioritize, what you can actually eliminate for those goals. If you are thinking about, I don't know how old you guys are out there. Most of the people that I am noticing on when I see my analysis are in the younger. Set your goals. And if you need help, ask for the resources. If you need help with actually starting a business or having ideas how to get it going, feel free to email me, or go to Get Balanced and email me. I would be very happy to help you with any of that. I am a master of resources, but our main source is the divine. That is who you go to first. Say, send me the resources if this is what I'm supposed to do. Whew. I am so sorry if I took so long. It's long-winded. Hopefully this is something that resonates with you. If it didn't, maybe you know somebody that is going through this that it can resonate. Please ask them to come on and subscribe. Again, I am going to be having live readings where you can ask questions at the end. So maybe even at the end of a reading, something has resonated with you in the reading. Ask a question. This is all for you. This is not for me. So I hope that this next week you do a pros and a cons, get back to finding out what fishing pole first you want to get and head out and get that balance. Now, the other thing too, the divine just told me, is make sure that you keep your body also, your nutrition, your sleep. Stop worrying and losing sleep over something. Somebody's losing sleep over something. Make sure that you're taking care of your health. Be mindful. Be proactive with your health, because this is the only one on this earth you're going to get if you believe in reincarnation. So make sure that you're being healthy and taking care of yourself, because you want to be able to be on this earth as long as you can. And if you're not, then, and if you add stress to your life, or if you're in school or a stressful job, it's really, really important to really take care of your health. And I could go off on that, but I'm not going to, because I just left a job. And the reason why I left that job is my health was just, and I didn't think it was as bad as I thought until I actually quit and ended up in the hospital. So make sure that you actually, and the reason why that was is some other reasons too, but make sure that you take care of your health. And when you think you're not as stressed out as you are, ask your family and your friends around you, do you think I'm stressed out, overwhelmed more than I should be? They're the good indicators of that, and listen to them. Just listen to them. All right, Cancers, this has been a long one for you, and I thank you. I hope some people listen to the end. Please subscribe. That will help the channel as I get it transferred over to this channel. If you're on the other channel, you can either unsubscribe or you can just leave it, because it'll be gone on August 15th. So that's my goal. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a good week, and we will see you next week. And there is also a collective for the beginning of next month. So, and that will be live as well. Take care, guys.